Hi guys, this is Mrs. Gastler, and in this video we're going to talk about the Bohr model of the atom. And then we're going to practice drawing some, because that's what you do with a Bohr model. Okay. And so what we have is the nucleus in here. I made a little mark there. That's the nucleus. Inside the nucleus is where you will find protons and neutrons there, but you already knew that, because you know a little bit about the makeup of the atom. It's got protons and neutrons in the nucleus, and all the electrons are not in the nucleus. And so they're actually on energy levels, and that's what these rings here represent. These are the energy levels, and that's where the electrons go. Okay. Now, at first we just thought, hey, look, rings, but it turns out that only so many electrons can be on each ring, and so that's going to be something that we have to understand to be able to do this correctly. Only 2 electrons can be on the first energy level. Only 8 can be on the second. We can get all the way up to 18 on the third, and a whopping 32 electrons on the fourth energy level. And what I've drawn here is a diagram you don't have to draw, but it looks like this. And it's kind of like, the way I explain this to people is that this is a stadium, and electrons have to go in the lowest energy level. That's by the number, not, you know, this way, low. But if you want to think about this, let's say you went to visit a basketball game and watch it, and when you got there, the principal was there telling you that you had to go sit in the front row. And so the first 2 people would get to sit here, and then the next person that came would have to sit in this row until 8 people showed up there, and then the next person would have to sit in this row until 18 people showed up to fill up this row. And so we're filling it that way. So perhaps holding it this way would be better. And then if we dump in marbles to represent the electrons, they're all going to go to the lowest one. Okay, so it's the same idea when you're drawing electrons in an atom. And so what we're going to do next is we're going to practice. We're just going to do one practice here, and if you would like to do more practice with your teacher, you can. And so what we have here is an S31. S is for sulfur. Okay. And from the periodic table, we know that sulfur's atomic number is 16. And this 31 right here is the mass number. And from that bit of information, we now have enough to draw our Bohr model. So what we need to know is the number of protons, the number of neutrons, and the number of electrons. Okay. So the protons is the same as the atomic number, so that's going to be 16. The neutrons have to add to the protons to make the mass number. 16 plus 15 will give us 31. And the electrons are the same as the protons, which is also that number. So this is what we're going to be putting in our Bohr model of the atom. Okay, now we have some questions in the practice that look like this, so you'll get to see what that looks like too. So my protons and my neutrons go in the middle, so I'm just going to write 16 and 15 here, because the Bohr model is more about where the electrons are than anything else. And now I'm going to draw my 16 electrons. Okay, now remember, I can only put 2 on each level, or on the first level, so there's 2 of my 16. And the next level can hold 8, so I'm going to count from 2 though. So this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's my 10 electrons right there. 2 in this one, 8 in the next one. I can hold 18 in the next, but that's more electrons than I need. So I'm going to stop when I get to 16. So this is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that is my Bohr model of a sulfur 31 atom. So in the practice, you have this lovely sentence that you got to fill out. In an atom of S31, that's the one we just drew, there are 16 protons and 15 neutrons in the nucleus. In an atom of S31, because it's still the same atom, there are 2 electrons in the first energy level, 8 electrons in the second energy level, and 6 electrons in the third energy level. And that's how you would do the practice. All right, if you have any questions, make sure you talk to your teacher. Thanks for watching.